According to the Government of Canada, the industry R&D spending has fallen by 29% from 2004 to 2013. This is primarily due to shareholder wealth maximization.
I'll give you an example. This is Pfizer. We've all heard of Pfizer. So they made $10 billion in profits after taxes, which is, by the way, more than they spent on research, and they spent more than $19 billion on marketing. Yet they never complain about marketing and say, well, it's all those commercials we have to buy, that's why those medications are so expensive, right?
It is believed that the cancer industry is the most prosperous business in the United States. In 2014, there will be an estimated 1.6 million new cancer cases diagnosed.
Despite hundreds of billions of dollars having been spent on the war on cancer, since 1950 the death rate for cancer has dropped only 5%.
Vaccines are only administered once a year or per lifetime. Because they are given to healthy individuals for whom any side effect is generally viewed as unacceptable, the FDA closely regulates their production more strictly than it does other drugs. Regulations imposed by the FDA, low market prices, and their one-time use leaves pharmaceutical companies not wanting to produce them. The pharmaceutical company Wyeth reported that they stopped making the flu vaccine because the margins were so low. The vaccine market is now at $24 billion, a mere 2 to 3% of a $1 trillion worldwide pharmaceutical industry. Our current budget allocation toward treatment-based drugs in comparison to preventative drugs is unsustainable. These band-aid solutions will only manage the sick state of individuals and thereby increase the burden on our healthcare system.
Tropical diseases affect more than 1 billion people in 149 countries around the world. But of the 1,500 new drugs developed between 1975 and 2004, only 21 were for tropical diseases, just about 1% of the total.
We do unfortunately live in a world where the lives of people in wealthy countries are more valued.
Take the world's poorest people in remote tropical places with little to no healthcare and add disease. What do you get? Neglected tropical diseases, also known as NTDs. Why are people with these diseases neglected? Pharmaceutical companies are less interested in creating new drugs for the poor as it is not profitable, and governments have not done enough to tackle the problem.
For example, pharmaceutical companies only want to invest in drugs that yield a high return. This is only possible in developed countries because profit margins are higher. Decisions are based on shareholder wealth maximization.
Neglect can be overcome and millions of people saved. What is the perfect recipe for success? Increased support for national health teams tackling NTDs in their own countries, and simple new tests and treatments which can be safely and easily used.
Developing a new drug or medicine is a slow and expensive road. It can take decades and billions of dollars before a drug ever reaches the FDA, who then has to approve it for use. A successful new drug, about 25,000 chemical compounds were tested. On average, 25 of these will have gone into clinical trials, and just 5 will receive approval.
R&D continues to decline at the current rate, Western societies will be dependent on treatment drugs. Tropical countries will never have a healthy working population, so their economy won't grow, and there will be an increased risk for adverse side effects and mortality due to insufficient R&D. we do? Create a policy that balances profit and social responsibility. Create monetary incentives to find cures. Monetary incentives given today will decrease healthcare expenditures in the future. Implement a policy to force pharmaceutical companies to allocate a certain percentage of their revenue to R&D.